everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, MsNoBuntu, DIVAA, divinely inspired, vibrantly anointed by Yahweh. Welcome back to my channel. I have a little word that I want to share with you regarding Jezebel, so I'll see you on the other side of this. Hey all, I am here. I just wanted to quickly pass this message on. Revelation chapter 2, verses 18 to the end of the chapter to 29. But I am particularly, and this chapter is talking about the tolerating of Jezebel in a particular church, and Jesus saying that do not tolerate Jezebel. Now, a Jezebel spirit is somebody who, the worldly language for referring to a Jezebel, working with a constricting spirit called Python. The worldly language for that, or psychology language for that, is narcissist. And, so I was reading this chapter and I am looking at what God says in verse 26. And he says, "And he who overcomes and who obeys my commands to the very end, doing the works that I please, I will give him authority and power over the nations." And that just had me thinking about how a Jezebel embodied and controlled and Python controlled person, they're looking for a weak point. They're looking for the weak, tender thing in your life that they can press and do this at you at that particular point. They're looking for a weak point in your life where they can irritate you in that weak point, in that weak, tender area, in that area that really matters to you. They're looking for that. They study you and they look for that. And and as I'm reading that verse there in verse 26, that says, "He who overcomes and obeys my commands to the very end, doing the works that please me, I will give him authority and power over the nations." In my experience and in dealing with Jezebels, the way that I overcame that Jezebel spirit, that Python spirit that seeks to constrict the enjoyment of your life, constrict your finances, constrict enjoyment of your job. Every time I overcame that spirit, it's because I did not let it know what my weak or tender points were. And also, if I had weak and tender points, I went to those weak and tender points and I said, even if I lose this job, therefore losing my income, it doesn't matter. I will not allow myself to be taunted and bullied. Even if I get spoken about in false ways, that defame my character, that defame, that bring disrepute to my character, but in an unjust way, I don't care. Even if the smear campaign ensues because I would not do what the narcissist and Python spirit wanted me to do, what Jezebel wanted me to do, even if the smear campaign comes, I will not give in. Once that spirit of Jezebel working with Python to constrict life to the full until it overcomes in your life, until it overflows in your life, once there's no part of you that they can touch, there's no point of weakness or tenderness that they can touch and get a response from you that says, ouch, then you have power. Then you're in authority. I remember at a former workplace where I got to a point where I was being taunted by a narcissistic supervisor. And and the threat was, if you don't do what I want you to do, you might lose your job. You might lose your income. I'm going to take your job away from you, and I'm going to take your income away from you. And indeed they did. But in my standing my ground, I made it very clear that no matter what part of my life that you touch, my finances, my job, my reputation, no matter what part you touch, I'm not moving. I'm not acquiescing. I'm not bowing down to you. The moment you do that, there's nothing that they can do to touch you. Because everywhere they looking, every part of your life that they perusing through and looking for the weak, tender spot. Once you get to a point within yourself and you say, God will restitute me, God will provide for me, and God sees everything, and I run to you, Yahweh, and I come to ask for my sevenfold restitution. Man, there's nothing that Jezebel, there's nothing that Python can do to you. Stop running. Stop running. There's no way that Jezebel will win in your life. Whenever it looks like Jezebel has won, it means that you need to go quickly to God and ask for your sevenfold restitution, your sevenfold recompense, a double portion for your former struggle, for having gone through the thing that you've gone through that has taken something away from you. There's a way out, and that's going to God and praying for a double portion to superabound and surpass and swallow up what Jezebel intends for your harm, because Jezebel is always intending to harm you, to kill, steal, and destroy, literally. But once you get to the point where you just breathe through your tender spots, and no matter how much Jezebel and Python touch those tender spots, you're like, God has my back. I'm going to be fine. Even if you take this job, even if you take this income, God will cover me. God will take care of me. And so do what you need to do. Even if you smear my reputation, do what you need to do. Even if you go around telling lies about me, do what you need to do. I'm not concerned, and I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not concerned, and I'm not going to defend myself. I'm going to run to God and ask for my restitution. Once you get to that point of indifference to the taunting and the daggers and javelins being thrown and the fiery darts of Jezebel and Python being thrown at you, once you get to the point where you're like, I don't care what spot that you think is a tender spot that you're going to touch in my life. I don't care what part you touch. I'm not bowing down. I'm not giving in. I'm not coming into corruption. I'm not coming into the fold as a flying monkey, agreeing to things that are wicked and looking away. I'm not doing it. Once you get there, and if it means I lose my job, my income, if it means my reputation is smeared by you, and if it means some people who have no backbone believe it, so be it. It's all good knowledge to me that when somebody is on a smear campaign to smear my character, to smear my reputation, that somebody believes them, that I thought knew me better, good information. That's not somebody you need to have in your life anymore. Once you get to the point where there's no part of you that Jezebel working with Python can touch, is that assured tender place, that place of sensitivity, then you have that power. Then you have that authority over the nations. There's nothing. They can't touch you. There's nothing they can do to you. Because it's like, even if you kill me, even if you take away my income, even if you take away my job, even if you make me look bad, even if you smear my reputation, even if you scratch my car, even if you take out, an assassination against me, I'm not scared of death. I'll be with my Father. I'll be with Jesus. My gosh. Then that's when Jezebel backs off. Jezebel is always looking for the weak spot, lurking around, looking for someone whom he or she can attack, particularly in their weak points, in their tender spots. Jezebel is not going to come to you strength to strength. Jezebel is going to come to you strength to weakness. Jezebel is looking for your weak point. And if you're always wearing your weak point on your cuff, you're bringing something to yourself. And also, you know, what's coming up as I'm saying this is that don't be afraid to speak up. In the midst of standing, speak up and speak the truth. That's what the belt of truth is. It's around your gut, because the issues of life come out of there. What comes out of the gut comes out of the mouth. It's there. So speak the truth from there and stand in it. Speak the truth in love from here, from your stomach, and stand. And if speaking that truth and declaring and stating that truth and standing in that truth means that you lose your job, means that you lose your income, means that people strip you of things in an unjust manner and in a corrupt manner, so be it. God will take care of you. God's justice cannot be tampered with. It cannot be manipulated. He sees. Run to him. Tell on the devil, tell on Jezebel, tell on Python, and ask for your sevenfold restitution, as according to Proverbs 6 verse 31.